So, on any given Wednesday, there's a number of things you can do, but on this particular Wednesday, I think I'm gonna go watch some fat men in G-strings throw each other around. It just feels like that kind of Wednesday. It's that kind of Wednesday. Where I can say, bet on the white guy. Bet on the white guy. Most important, every seat comes with a bottle opener. This is a sporting event that really, I mean, in American sporting events, you can't even have glass bottles because of the fear that, well, you're gonna get one shoved up your neck. But they actually supply bottle openers tied like a pen at the bank to each chair. How awesome is that? So I really should probably explain a little bit more about sumo and its origins as really a sport and a religious event. You see, it's all about fertility rights. Fertility being the most important thing for a farming community.
Excuse me, mate. I noticed that you're not speaking like a pirate today. And, well, seeing as though today is International Speak Like a Pirate Day, I thought it might be an idea that, you get on board like the rest of us scallywags.
Evidently, it's International Pirate Day, so I suppose I should explain the fertility rights of sumo as a pirate.
Kick his ass!
That be sumo me, mate. Why am I still talking like a pirate?
Well, the tournaments basically happen 6 times a year. That's 3 times in Tokyo and 3 times in other places. January, May, September, Tokyo, March in Osaka, July in Nagoya, and November in Fukuoka. But nobody really likes Fukuoka. It's kind of like a small town, and it's alright, but it smells like fish most of the time. Tickets. Tickets are very important. They range from really insanely expensive, you better be the president of Toshiba, to cheap, you're a tourist backpacker who doesn't really like sumo. I would recommend those tickets for you, because that's really who you are. I don't think the president of Toshiba is watching this insanely stupid video here on YouTube. In fact, I don't think the president of Toshiba is even really a person. He's probably a robot, and he probably, actually, he's just like a little robot. He flies around with like little propellers. I imagine he's going to command the stellar force of robots who will one day take over the entire world, but they'll still have human sumo wrestlers, so I'm not really worried, because as long as we have sumo wrestlers like me, then like I still have a job. I don't know what I'll eat, because I think in the robot future maybe sumo wrestlers won't have food, but anyway, a 2,100 yen ticket. That's the cheapest one, and it will allow you to go up and sit in the nosebleed section, the place far away. But I mean, it's okay, because we're pretty big. You can see us pretty much from orbit anyway. We're visible from a distance. But it's not a very big place. You know, like when you're at the top of the building and you look down, like, oh, people look like ants. Well, we kind of like, when you're up in that nosebleed section, look like fat ants, 2 fat ants just fighting. We look like the ant who, like, in the ant farm, kind of like his little ant butt gets like stuck, and then the other ants are like, no, go, we have to get out, man. And then he's like, no, I'm a fat ant. What can I do? Basically, he's the judge, and the judge or referee is actually a Shinto priest, because you see, sumo is a religious sport. It's a Shinto sport. It's a sport of religion, and actually the dohyo, the round area where the sumo wrestlers we fight, that is sacred ground, and no women may enter that sacred ground because it's sacred. I mean, that kind of just anything that's sacred automatically, women can't touch it. Unless it's like, I don't know, a sacred place. It's a religious activity as well as a sport to bring fertility to the crops, to the land, And the sumo wrestlers, by doing our wrestling thing, bring to the people of the Japan, we bring them a good harvest. And for the sumo wrestlers too, it's kind of in our own interest that we that we get a good harvest, because we like to eat. That's basically the main things. We like food. But I don't know, like, other countries don't have like religious sports. I mean, I don't know why, but like there's no, I don't know. Well, I guess there are. I guess Baptists have NASCAR. Whoever is pushed out of the ring or falls and touches the ground, that's the loser. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like, that game when you were a kid and you stood on the couch and with your brother and you like push him. It's like that, but your brother is like 300 pounds and is wearing a thong. Although maybe your brother wore a thong. I don't really know. I don't know your brother, but maybe he still does. Maybe actually now he's your sister. Anyway, winning isn't everything in sumo, because there's other ways to lose, like having a heart attack. You see, most of us die soon of just our heart just exploding. And, that's not something we look forward to, but it's kind of a job risk. That's something we've just learned to live with, or actually die with, as the case may be. For the Yokozuna, who is like, the top ranked guy, there's actually 2 right now, they make about like $250,000 in salary. And then like the lowest of the professional pro big time fighters make about $100,000 a year. But keep in mind, they can win money in the tournaments, and they can also do sponsorships if they become famous and whatnot. Gaijin in sumo, as you noticed, I am a Gaijin, means I'm a foreigner, and so yes, that means there are foreigners in sumo. There's quite a few. In fact, the 2 Yokozunas right now, the two guys who are on top, they're both Mongolians. Mongolians, as it turns out, are big ass kickers. Don't get in a fight with Mongolians, especially like if it's over like the last hot pocket, because like it's late, and you've all had a long day, and you're like, hey, any more hot pockets? No, it's just, and everyone sees, and there's just like one there, and it's like it's the cheddar with jalapeno ones, and so you're like, okay, now I want that, and then the other Mongolians, and you're just like fighting basically not only for your life but for the last hot pocket. But currently there is a cap on the number of Gaijin because they want it to be basically a Japanese sport, a sport for Japanese. But this year was the first year that no young Japanese applied to become a sumo wrestler, which is that's kind of a problem for the sport, because it seems like in the future there will be no sumo wrestlers. No, I can't actually get back there. Yeah. Yes, many sumo wrestlers are married. Many of us are married. We have many of us wives. It's funny, you'll notice most of the wives are actually quite small. They're not very big women, like you'd expect. But they're always quite petite. Actually, most of them really are not that small when they first get married. It's more like they've, been compacted down after romantic lovemaking into a smaller size. But they survive generally.